The trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a judge has denied his request to delay the proceedings, and that means jury selection could start in just weeks. ABC's Phil Lipoff.
Me, that the dude said enough is enough. When do it becomes enough? Yo, because, bro, listen.
So literally just leaving the federal courthouse, lots happened today. The big thing is there is still no jury. They're so concerned about jurors backing out over the weekend once they find out that they're actually on the jury, that they're going to bring 43 of them back on Monday morning. They're going to strike them and then go right into opening statements. Part of that is because they received an email overnight that one juror backed out. She was like, this is just too much. I can't.
Diddy's trial has been delayed as witnesses go missing and jurors back out. Reports indicate Diddy is allegedly threatening witnesses and planning to sue his ex-bodyguard for speaking against him. Cassie is scheduled to testify this week, with rumors suggesting she may require witness protection. The mysterious disappearance of witness number 3 and jurors' reluctance to speak against Diddy raises serious questions about witness intimidation.
With the selection of a jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case almost complete, prosecutors are preparing for opening arguments on Monday. But they admit there's a snag. One of their key witnesses against the rapper appears to have gone missing. This comes as we learn that Combs' ex-girlfriend, who was seen on video being assaulted by the rapper, is pregnant. Here's Les Trent.
Is a key witness in the Sean Diddy Combs trial backing out? Victim number 3, as she's called, was set to testify against the music mogul. The name of victim number 3 was going to be revealed when she took the stand, but the woman has apparently gone missing, and prosecutors say they've been unable to reach her.
People just get nervous, and this person could just be nervous and just has had second thoughts.
If the prosecutor can't find this witness, how might it affect the case?
Look, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect. The prosecution is going to call a number of alleged victims. So look, this is just one less.
Someone else is also getting cold feet. A juror sent an email to the judge asking to be removed from the panel for issues of personal well-being.
Prosecutors have announced that victim 3 cannot be located, with speculation that Diddy might be involved in their disappearance. This fits a pattern of Diddy allegedly silencing those who speak out against him. Even more concerning, evidence shows Diddy has continued attempting to contact and intimidate witnesses while incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Is scheduled for May 2025.
Well, I mean, on the surface, if the prosecutor's claims are true, this seems like pretty much textbook witness tampering, right? I mean, it appears to be an effort to either, in some cases, intimidate witnesses from testifying against him, or there have been other reports of sort of inducing people to make statements in his defense. There was some allegation that in one instance this was a statement that he, in essence, dictated or drafted with a woman who made a statement that was attempting to rebut one of the accusers, I believe, in a civil case against him. I mean, witness tampering is bad. The things that Sean Combs is accused of are terrible. He pleads his innocence. The justice system will presumably work its way through.
I'm always struck by how people, he's locked up, he's behind bars, and he's still able to get his hands on a cell phone. He was using three-way calling with other inmates to get a hold of potential witnesses against him in order to, that's what the report said, in order to, pressure them not to testify. You can get cell phones behind bars. Routinely we hear reports, in prison. Actually, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, for all the people who think should be banned and we just need more, more state power to brought to bear, we can't even keep contraband out of prisons. Like the most policed, where there's actually screening, and you can do airport security style stuff everywhere and you still wouldn't keep contraband. And in fact, contraband gets through at airport security all the time as well. When they test it, knives get through, etc. It's really neither here nor there. It just speaks to the incredible power of human ingenuity to find workarounds even when the government is trying really hard.
Phone. Records from the detention center document Diddy's attempts to pay off witnesses. In one case, he reportedly called a victim 200 times in an effort to intimidate and bribe them. His strategy involved calling family members first, then having them add victims or witnesses to calls to avoid tracking. Gene Deal, Diddy's former and bodyguard, received threatening messages from Diddy, demanding he stop discussing him publicly.
I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Bro did say to me that the dude said enough is enough. When do it becomes enough? Yo, because bro, listen, I didn't ask to be put in this situation. You understand? And a lot of people ain't gonna understand this.
Gene Deal witnessed Diddy's abusive behavior firsthand. The breaking point came when Diddy allegedly attempted to drug Deal's girlfriend, making Deal realize how dangerous Diddy had become. When Deal tried to intervene, Diddy dismissed his concerns completely.
You ain't gonna never turn the wrong. And my whole thing about it is that Puff wasn't right what he did to people around us, man. He wasn't right what he did to people around us. Him being hard-headed, not listening, and not telling the truth and constantly lying cost a lot of people their lives, man. It cost a lot of people their lives. I want him to understand. When I told him, if we don't do something to these doors, people gonna die tonight. And forget, and I wanna say F what other people say, everybody know I told him that. Our whole crew know I told him that. From Slick to Nord, Bunny, Big Boy, Eddie, all the people that was with us that night know I told him that. 9 people end up dead.
Gene Deal stands out as one of the few in Diddy's circle who never signed a non-disclosure agreement, allowing him to speak freely about what he witnessed. Diddy reportedly required NDAs from everyone attending his private parties to prevent them from revealing details. According to allegations, women employed by Diddy and Bad Boy Entertainment were being exploited and offered to other record executives.
But he don't have to.
Right. But I want to ask you, right? And I know you ain't sign it. I know you ain't sign an NDA, clearly. But did Diddy make his artists sign NDAs and people that work for him?
Well, a lot of these rappers, a lot of these industry people, anybody who does business nowadays with the internet, they have NDAs, non-disclosure. That means that if you work for them, you around them, you can't disclose any of the information about them. It's the same thing that he gave to all his artists when he gave them their publishing back. I'm gonna give y'all publishing, but y'all can't talk about Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, Bad Boy, or anything that happened. Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to.
With jury selection nearing completion, Diddy appears increasingly desperate, potentially resorting to intimidation and violence. The case reportedly involves other high-profile figures who could face consequences if Diddy is convicted. Interestingly, jurors received a list of celebrities not mentioned in the original lawsuit, suggesting prosecutors may reveal unexpected connections later.
Here's why Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, and more celebrities were name-dropped at Sean Diddy Combs' trial. As jury selection in the mogul still got underway May 5th in New York, NBC News reports prospective jurors were shown a list of more than 100 names of people and places that may be referenced during the trial, including actors Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and rapper Kanye West. While the aforementioned celebrities are not implicated in the case, the potential jurors were asked whether they knew any of the names listed and whether it would impact their ability to be impartial, per the outlet. Attorneys did not share an explanation for the list. The names of women who have taken legal action against Combs were also on the list, including his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
As some of Diddy's associates are being implicated, others are preemptively withdrawing from public life to avoid backlash. Reports suggest Diddy was offered a plea deal to provide information about his collaborators, causing panic among his network. Notably, Bishop T.D. Jakes stepped down from his position at Potter's House megachurch shortly after news of Diddy's potential plea deal became public.
Breaking news tonight. New York City's Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on federal charges. ABC senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky joins us now. And Aaron, this indictment seems to have been in the works for a very long time.
At least 10 months, Byron. Federal prosecutors and the FBI took the dramatic step last November of seizing the mayor's phones. And ever since, his administration has been under this cloud. The mayor, in a statement tonight, says, "I always knew that if I stood my ground for New Yorkers, that I would be a target, and a target I became. If I am charged, I am innocent, and I will fight this with every ounce of my strength and spirit." A real show of defiance from Mayor Eric Adams, even as he is now facing this criminal indictment, although it remains sealed, so we don't know the exact charges.
And certainly innocent until proven guilty in this country. I'm struck by the number of Democrats in his own party who've called for him to step aside.
Many of them are his political opponents. Some planned on running against him as he sought re-election. But one, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, came out and called for his resignation even before news of the indictment hit, saying that his administration had become dysfunctional.
Big changes at one of the largest churches in Dallas. T.D. Jakes announced today he is stepping down as senior pastor of the Potter's House.
But I wanted to introduce to you your pastors.
Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts, and her husband, Torrey Roberts, will take over as senior pastors. They are expected to officially take over later this year. They've been assistant pastors since 2023. Jakes says he will remain as chairman of the board and spiritual overseer of the congregation he founded back in 1996. Now, you might remember Jakes suffered a heart attack while delivering a sermon in November. The Potter's House was live streaming services when he froze mid-sentence and started shaking. Friends and family rushed on stage to help. Jakes had emergency surgery. He did return to the pulpit in January.
With witness safety compromised, jury selection has been suspended and Diddy's trial postponed. It's become evident that witnesses require federal protection from potential interference by Diddy's associates.
Just leaving the federal courthouse, lots happened today. The big thing is there is still no jury. They're so concerned about jurors backing out over the weekend once they find out that they're actually on the jury, that they're going to bring 43 of them back on Monday morning. They're going to strike them and then go right into opening statements. Part of that is because they received an email overnight that one juror backed out. She was like, "This is just too much. I can't do it. Too much pressure." They had to strike another juror who did not give accurate information. He's engaged in a lawsuit with the city of New York and forgot to mention that. I have been in court every day this week. I've been in court every day since this whole case started, and I will be here every day in the courtroom all next week.
Day 2 of jury selection in his trafficking and racketeering case. We're getting a look this morning at some of the questions jurors are being asked. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is right there at the courthouse for us. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. No juror has been seated here so far, and jury selection has made Sean Combs a little bit nervous.
Leaked calls from the detention center revealed Diddy's efforts to silence his accusers through payments. Similar tactics were allegedly used when Jay-Z was named in a related lawsuit, with a victim reportedly offered $10,000 to withdraw their case. The sudden withdrawal of victims and jurors days before trial suggests intimidation may be occurring.
New tonight, Sean Diddy Combs is accused of trying to obstruct justice while behind bars. Prosecutors claim Combs used the phone accounts of other inmates to avoid monitoring and three-way calls to reach people not on his approved contact list. Prosecutors say some of those people are accusers and potential witnesses who Combs tried to blackmail into being quiet. This comes as prosecutors say Combs should not have another bail hearing. He's due in court on Friday.
In a surprising legal strategy, Diddy's team is attempting to shift blame to his victims. His lawyers now claim Cassie was the violent party in their relationship, with Diddy merely defending himself. This claim contradicts video evidence showing Diddy assaulting Cassie. During day 4 of trial proceedings, Diddy's attorney admitted to mutual violence while questioning what constitutes coercive behavior, prompting the judge to clarify, "You're arguing that they are just violent." Diddy's long-standing legal representation of over 20 years has dropped him as a client, apparently viewing him as a liability after seeing the evidence against him. The attorneys likely determined the case was unwinnable given the mounting evidence.
And this is coming from TMZ. According to Diddy's defense, what he's saying is that his mental capacity to commit the crimes while he was wasted is part of why he's saying, he should not be charged in these crimes. He even has a doctor who is lined up to testify. Now, prosecutors have filed their opposition to this line of testimony. Basically, they're saying he has a mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt. So I don't know alcohol on his memory and cognitive function. They're saying his defense is trying to say because of that, he shouldn't be held liable for what happened. So I don't know. This should be interesting to see how this plays out. Prosecutors also want to block testimony of a forensic video expert that says that video was basically altered. That's what Diddy was
Which video? The Cassie
With
video?
Cassie, yes, yes.
Diddy has been attempting to eliminate incriminating evidence for months. His defense is challenging the search warrants used in his Los Angeles and Miami properties, arguing they were unconstitutional, overly broad, and that all evidence seized should be excluded from trial.
Sean Diddy Combs' legal team is getting a little smaller. As the rap mogul's defense team prepares for his May trial on sex trafficking charges, his attorney Anthony Rico respectfully but regrettably requested to be dismissed from his role, according to documents obtained by NBC News. Rico, who is one of 6 attorneys on the case, requested in the February 21st filing to withdraw as representation because, quote, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs, consistent with the ABA standards for criminal justice. The motion continues, quote, while I'm aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted only upon a showing by affidavit or otherwise of satisfactory reasons for withdrawal, there are sufficient reasons related to the protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case. Rico noted that there wouldn't be a lapse in representation since the rapper, who's been charged.
From leaked recordings to silenced witnesses and desperate legal maneuvers, Diddy is fighting aggressively to conceal the truth.
We're going to turn out to the news of the day, and we're going to begin with the high profile of Sean Combs. Jury selection got underway today. Combs is accused of using his power and influence in the music and entertainment industry to coerce parties for years. He claims the settle. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger is live at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan with the very latest on how day one went. Josh.
Well, day one is now over, Liz, and they so far have selected 19 people to make it to the next round of jury selection. The goal is to get a group of 45 prospective jurors. Both sides will then whittle that down to 12 who will be seated, 12 New Yorkers who will decide the fate of this world-famous rapper. His hair now gray, the bespectacled man in the sweater sitting at the defense table bore little of the bearing of the global hip-hop mogul. Instead, in a federal courtroom today, Sean Combs watched the tedious process of selecting a...
With global attention on the case and more names being implicated, the question isn't whether his empire will collapse, but who else will face consequences alongside him. This developing story promises further revelations in the coming days.